is up, YouTube familia? Welcome back to the Organized Millennial. Today I am back with another plan with me for you guys, and I'm going to be using this super bright but super fun kit from Caress Press called Monster Mash. And you guys, this just gives me all the nostalgic feels. I mentioned this when I hauled this kit in my most recent planner sticker haul, and I will link that up in the cards later in the video so you guys can check it out if you missed it. But I talked about this in the haul. My friends and I used to jam out to this around this time of year. We had like a whole Halloween soundtrack, and we would like carpool to our like classes, and we would rock out to this. It was like a 30-minute drive or something, but we would just love it so much. And Monster Mash was one of the songs on there. So it's a special meaning behind using this kit for me. So, of course, when I saw Caress Press had this, I just had to have it. And not for nothing, but like this box right here, if you guys see it on this page that I'm using the date dots for, of course, I just took it down. But if you guys peep that, it reminds me of Real Monsters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm totally dating myself, but it's fine. But if you're around my age and you grew up with like Nickelodeon, like Real Monsters was a show on there. And yeah, that box just reminds me of like the three, I don't even remember their freaking names. Maybe I'll try to search a pic of them and put it in for you guys if I find a pic. I'll put it in right now if I find one. If not, you guys should totally Google it. It's awesome. And let me know down below in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, or if you're like, nah girl, I don't know what the hell you talking about. That's okay too. Anyways, so in today's video, we are going to be finishing up because I'm noticing there's 20 questions on this baby, but we're going to be doing the part 2 of the planner tag / get to know me tag that I started in last week's plan with me. So if you guys missed that, I'll go ahead and pop that up in a card, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description box down below as well. But before we get into that, a couple things I want to share with you guys. So one, your girl is very close to 500 subscribers. So first of all, thank you all so much who support the channel, who support me, who are just so unbelievably incredible. Thank you for every watch, every like, every comment. I cannot tell you how much it means to me. So because it means so much, I will be doing a giveaway. I think it's going to be a really good one, and I think you guys are going to like it. And of course, once we hit 500, I will definitely obviously hop on and give you guys all the details on that. So make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss your chance to win some cool stuff. So thank you once again. The other thing I want to share, which I'll share really quick because we have a lot of questions on this more personal side of the planner tag. So you guys know I'm fully obsessed with Hamilton, and I have been so obsessed with the cast because they're the original cast, because they are so freakishly talented. So I've been like kind of following like what they're all doing now. A lot of them are either into music or have gotten other acting gigs and TV shows, movies, etc. And one of the guys that I follow released an album last year that I've been really into. So I had posted something on Instagram. If you guys follow me over there, you probably saw it was like I went to Starbucks and got an iced green tea latte, and I was saying it was like my editing fuel. And then I also included a pic of the song I was listening to because I was in my car for this pic. So I was like, I'm just gonna tag him. Like, I've done this before. They never respond because they're like busy people and they don't have time for me, which is fine. He shared my story, y'all, and I freaked out. If I could show you the screenshots of me and my best friend like geeking, mostly me geeking and him supporting, you guys would laugh because we crazy. But oh my gosh, highlight of the week, month, year, whatever. It was so cool. Yeah, so that's my those are my 2 fun, exciting stories. Let's get into these questions. And if you're into Hamilton, let me know down below in the comments. We can talk about that for literally hours. Okay, so question number 1. And this is, like I said, this is the more personal side, so who knows what y'all about to get into. Question number 1 is, do you go to school? If so, for what? I did go to school. I went to UConn and got my bachelor's in psychology and human development and family studies. I double majored, and then I got my master's in college student development and counseling from Northeastern. Number 2, if you went to school, what was your favorite class? Wow. Probably my first class in my master's degree program. I think it was like Intro to College Student Development or something, but like, you specify more when you get in your master's, so you're really taking courses that are like exactly what you want to know and are interested in, versus when you get your bachelor's, you're taking gen eds sometimes, and you're taking things you'd rather not take sometimes. So I think that first class, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I can just learn what I want to learn. Thank God. There were still a couple classes I didn't love in my master's program, but that was probably the most exciting. Number 3, actually, that was my favorite, but I just thought of this class that was called Finance in Higher Ed. Obviously, I thought it was fascinating because here I am budgeting away on this channel, and planning, obviously, but okay, next question is favorite food. Oh, this is so hard. La bandera dominicana, which for those who don't know, I just said the Dominican flag, which is actually known as rice, beans, and some type of meat. It's like the most common, most typical dish you'll find in the Dominican Republic. So that's probably my favorite, but I have loads, so I could insert anything there, really. Favorite drink, probably coffee. I can't think of anything else that makes me as happy to drink as coffee does. Favorite coffee drink. I don't get a lot of coffee drinks out, you guys. I'm kind of like odd like that. I just make coffee at home, like Cafe Bustelo, y'all know what I mean. I tried this Italian coffee called Lavazza coffee, I think it's called, that I just got at the grocery store. That's amazing. So like, I pretty much just drink coffee at home. I don't drink a lot of coffee out. The drinks I do get while I'm out are usually like lattes or things like that are super fancy that I don't make at home. So, favorite color, it's usually blue, sometimes red. I'll say blue and red. Favorite sticker paper, that's definitely Premium Matte, by A Country Mile. I think Sticky Essentials uses like a vinyl mat. That stuff is of the gods. Whatever Sticky Essentials uses, that paper is of the gods. But generally speaking, it's a Premium Matte that I like. Next question. I'm going to try to stop saying for a minute. Next question is an event that helped build you. So I briefly looked at this like right before I started this voiceover. So what came to mind is, the past like 3 years, not including this year, so like 2019 and back, I had to deal with very serious health conditions in my immediate family. Like my mom, my dad, and my brother all had some pretty serious health related conditions consecutively. So like back to back to back. And it was one of the hardest 3 years of my life, honestly. And I think that really helped me build my resiliency. And yeah, I think that has shaped me in a way I don't think I still fully understand, but it's definitely been one of the hardest things in life. And those of you who have dealt with it, which I'm sure we've all been, unfortunately have probably been in that situation one time or another where a loved one is sick, and it's actually the worst thing that I think I've ever experienced in life. So that's definitely something that has helped build me, my character, and my resiliency for sure. Number 9. Whew, these personal questions, they hit deep, y'all. A serendipitous moment. Something happened that you didn't want to happen but ended up being for the best. That would be going to so I went to UConn, but I went to a satellite campus, so I didn't actually go to the main campus. What am I saying? I didn't actually go to the main campus, so I didn't live on campus. And that decision happened because my dad was like, we have a Yukon down the street. Why do you want to go off and live in a dorm? At the time, I really wanted to go study in Boston. So I was all the way ready, like every other, 17, 18-year-old who wants to go to college, wants to be out on their own. And my dad was like, no, you're going to save a ton of money. Just go down the street and you can stay home. And I ended up doing that. I wasn't super thrilled about it. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me, for sure. Number 10 is, if you could get your subscribers all in one room, what would you say? Oh my gosh. It would be so fascinating to see who all of you are. Some of you I know, but I know some of you watch and don't necessarily comment, which is fine. Of course, I appreciate your comments, but I'm not here to be comment right now. But it would be so nice to put names to faces, to thank you all, of course, to geek out about budgeting and planning and stickers, because if y'all watching this channel, I know that's what you guys are into. So it'd be so much fun to geek out about that with all of you and have a huge barbecue with lots of food and great conversation. That would be my ideal way to meet my subscribers and talk to them. Obviously in a non-COVID era. That would be great. All right. Next question is favorite show? Yes, favorite show. So I've mentioned this on the channel before. I absolutely adore Jane the Virgin for many, many different reasons. It's just, I think it hits on so many themes that are so important. And I think the title doesn't make that super evident, but I definitely encourage you to look into it. It's definitely one of the best shows ever, of all time. So my favorite all-time sitcom show is I Love Lucy. I stan Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. I stan. Number 12 is biggest fear. I mean, heights. I don't really prefer heights, but I feel like I have deeper, bigger fears. I just can't really think of them at the moment, but heights is the first thing that comes to mind. I would prefer not to be super high. So 13, how accurate is your planner? Are you always as productive as your plans seem? So I pretty much memory plan, which means everything that you see me put down, with these stickers and in my plan with me's, for the most part, are things that have already happened. I don't do a lot of pre-planning, so I don't, the second part of how productive it is doesn't really apply. But I feel like if I did pre-plan, it probably would not be a genuine reflect of my week, or I'd just be using a ton of whiteout. It's so much harder to plan things now, and I don't have a whole lot to plan for these days with so many activities that I would normally do not happening. There's really not a whole lot for me to plan ahead for the most part. So yeah. 14, what intimidates you about the community? Oh, good question. I mean, the planner community has been good to me so far. I've met some really amazing people. I think in general, there's people have said this before, and again, it hasn't been my experience with the people in the planning community that I've been close to, but I do sometimes feel this kind of catty vibe. I don't know if catty is the right word. I know people have used the Mean Girls vibe. I think that's pretty much what I'm getting at, which is unfortunate. And I started in the budgeting community, which is so unbelievably not that at all. So that's been an adjustment. So it's a little bit intimidating in that way. But again, it hasn't been my experience personally. No one has expressed this to me directly, but I feel like indirectly I've seen a little bit of that. But also there's so much to learn. There's so many terms to learn. What stickers are called, different sticker paper, which I think I've picked up pretty well for the most part, but when you're first starting, it's kind of a lot to take in. So yeah, I guess those two things. Yeah. Next question. Your strengths and weaknesses. Oh my gosh, I hate this question just because it reminds me of job interviews. Strengths, I'm obviously very organized. I'm super responsible. I'm very reliable. Gosh, what else am I? I'm pretty determined when I decide or commit to something. I pretty much fully commit to that thing. Yeah, those are my strengths. Weaknesses, I'm a bit of a control freak. I'm sure you guys did not notice that at all. It's funny. Tanisha from the Fun and Budget Act, who you guys should follow, reached out to me because her and Rochelle Adamson Budgets, who you should also follow, did a budget takeover. Well, they're doing a budget takeover, I should say, for this month. And she was like, oh, have you considered doing one? And I was like, nah. I was like, I think I said something along the lines of like, you would slash my like sticker buying and I can't have that. But I'm also like kind of a control freak that way. So I'll go with that's a weakness. Presentations, public speaking is generally a weakness, which is interesting because I'm doing that right now, but I'm literally talking to my phone at the moment. So it's a little different. Yeah, I'll go with that. Next question is best childhood memory. Pretty much, there was one summer we went to DR and I spent it with some distant cousins and we had like an actual vacation. We went to an all-inclusive resort. We had so much fun. We did so many things that were so fun. And that wasn't always the case in all of my summer vacations to DR for various reasons. But yeah, that particular vacation was so much fun. So much fun. It's still to this day probably the most fun I've had in DR, which is kind of sad. Because I was like 10 maybe for that. So yeah, I need to go, y'all. I need to go, but Rona. So next question is favorite movie. This is so hard. I mean, there's so many movies that I love. Let's see. I'm just kind of spouting what comes to mind first. I love Black Panther. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, who I also adore, and I'm still so sad about his passing. I love movies that are that make you think. So whether they're tackling kind of social justice issues, of course, which is something I'm super passionate about, or they are, it's kind of like a puzzle. You need to put together the pieces, suspense, thrillers, mysteries. I love things like that. I think it's easier for me to talk about genres because there's just so many freaking movies out there. But yeah, I love those. I love those the most, probably. Like your thrillers, your justice-related movies. Recently I saw Just Mercy, which was amazing, with Michael B. Jordan. And Jamie Foxx. It was really incredible. There's just so many, you guys. Like, we could be here forever, and I'm almost done with this plan with me, so let's keep moving. Next question is, which TV subscription do you use the most? Probably a tie between Disney Plus and Netflix at the moment, but I feel like that changes. Next question is other YouTube channel genres you watch. I love reaction videos, you guys, like reaction videos to music, like new songs, to albums, to artists. Oh my gosh, I am in love with Zachary Campbell. If you're into like some ratchetness, like ratchet reactions. Oh my God, he cracks me the hell up. So I'm super into him for reactions. Koshi Warrior's another one who has some great reaction vids, also hilarious. Yeah, I love reaction vids. I like, what else do I really watch a lot? I watch a lot of Miss Mojo, who just does like random countdowns on all sorts of different things. So I love those. I like Disney vloggers. I'm like all across the board. Of course, I watch other budgeters, other planners. So I'm kind of all across the board with that. Okay. The last question is a quote to live by, which I will go ahead and pop on here right now because I need to find one. that resonates with me. And I'm just about done with this plan with me. Oh, let's see. Oh no, it looks like I'm writing now. I have a little bit of time. Quote that I live by. I really can't think of a quote that I live by, to be honest with you guys. I think I am going to pop it in. Just all of that run around for that. I will find one and put it in here now, so you guys know. But anyways, you guys, that has been my wild plan with me. That was part 2 of the Planner Get to Know Me tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will, of course, leave the questions down below. I saw some of you already hopped on it. Shout out to Geeky Planning, Stephanie from Geeky Planning, who hopped on it and gave me a super sweet shout out on in her vid. Definitely go and check her out, you guys. She is just hilarious, man. Her plan with me's crack me up. But yes, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe for those giveaways that are coming down the line. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.